Please note, these are simply my thoughts and personal interpretation of this incredible song's lyrics and are not the official ones for it, which may be quite different or maybe even totally something else. With that out of the way, let's get into it. It's one of the most beautiful songs of our recent times. But what has been the secret of its success? Is it its actual lovely music or its beautiful lyrics or both? As of this video's writing, the song Night Changes by the boy band One Direction is currently sitting at over 1.1 billion views on YouTube. That is huge, but what has made it so popular? Well, as mentioned, musically, it's been one of the more beautiful songs that have been released in our recent times. But I have a strong hunch that what's really made it so well liked around the world is actually something other than that very beautiful music of theirs. From day one, I never felt or believed that its music has been the song's strongest feature, and the first and foremost thing that was really going to carry it or be its greatest strength and what it was going to come to be most known for. Once again, don't get me wrong, the music is plenty beautiful and plenty lovely. And there have been plenty of songs throughout history that have soared and became popular for their catchy, distinct, and iconic music, and not so much their actual lyrical message. But with this Night Changes mega hit, though, I strongly believe that it's been the other way around. Once more, its music has been far from awful and nowhere near bad. But the main star of this musical show, I've always felt, was first and foremost its profound and resonating message. This song has been one of those songs that its lyrical message is its dominant or strong hand, and its music has been its solid supporting hand. And that is also the main reason why I've been so drawn to it. Because by the time that Night Changes did come out, like so many others, I had already heard dozens and dozens of love songs or romantic songs. But what made Night Changes stand out so much to me then? What made it so unique, special, and different that I had to make a whole YouTube video about it? See, pretty much all those other love songs were about the butterflies in your stomach and the always having that special person on your mind. But what caught my ears with this incredibly unique Night Changes song was that they dared to sing about the negative things in this life, and particularly in virtually all couples' relationships. We're not talking about a toxic or dysfunctional couple here with this song. There are actually quite a few ones out there for that kind of song already, but what Night Changes dare to talk about was those negative things like the losses and tragedies that come into virtually every couple's lives and their particular journeys. So out of the dozens and dozens of romantic songs and love songs that I had heard up until that point in time, none considered and dared to sing about loss and tragedy in a relationship, but One Direction's Night Changes certainly did. And as a YouTube channel that is all about deep thinking, this song's incredibly profound and deep lyrical message has been what has really hooked my ears and what has had me going back to it time and time again. But let's move on to the most beautiful part about this incredible song. And it's probably the part that has made Night Changes such a winner in the hearts and minds of so many young couples across the world. And especially those couples who are going through some challenging times right now is, after listing all kinds of negative things, tragedies, disasters, worst-case scenarios, the crown jewel. This song's crown jewel, or their main line, is that part where the song says, and to paraphrase, even if and when all those things happen, none of that will ever change you and me. The point? None of those things matter nearly anywhere as much as us, as you and me, as long as we are still together at the end of the day and through it all, through thick or thin and through anything, as long as we still have each other, we can rebuild. As long as we are still together, that is what ultimately matters the most, because all those other things do not matter nearly as much as that us still being together and still having each other. All of those other things are secondary to us. We can regain all of those other things back. We can rebuild every single one of those other things. As long as we are still together, we got this. We can take on the world, no matter what. As long as we still have each other. We are a team and we can survive anything and make it through even the darkest of days, as long as we still have the two of us. That's what has made this song such a massive winner in the hearts and minds of millions of young couples. The world over, I really do believe, because that kind of thinking, that mindset, and those ideas will always powerfully resonate with countless young hearts and minds across the world who are just starting out as a couple and who have just begun their quote-unquote taking on a said world, and who are undoubtedly going to be going through an ample amount of challenges, difficulties, and hardships as a couple. And come to think of it, after mentioning all those struggles and difficulties that all young couples are sure to face. At the end of the day, and the more that I think about it, the more that I study this song, and the more that I analyze and examine its lyrics, the more it just keeps on reminding me of that world-famous marriage vow, and with that part in it where it goes, "For better or for worse, in sickness and in health, till death do us part." Now, after seeing it like that, maybe that's why it's been so appealing to so many countless souls and young couples across the globe, because it appears to simply be just another way of beautifully echoing that eternally and universally renowned marriage vows message. Now, I don't believe that One Direction was just copying that timeless marriage vow either. I believe they were just the same spirit that inspired and moved both, and that brought about both unique and incredible creations. So, as we've seen on this journey of examination and deeper intellectual exploration, with some incredibly beautiful music and an even more beautiful message, it's no surprise to me at all that it's been so well received by millions of souls the world over. Because as we've thoroughly gone over, Night Changes has just been such an incredible achievement of just some of the most beautiful music and one of the most beautifully romantic messages of all time. And hopefully this video has helped to shed even more light on, as well as to explain all the more why. Not only has it been such a huge success, but also why it's been so well deserving of all those praises and accolades that it's garnered over this past decade. So here then is to another billion views and another decade of this incredible song's flourishment.